Over the last 15 years, we have seen mandates that have dramatically changed the technology on commercial trucks. Think back to 2007 and 2010. Diesel emission systems radically changed the way trucks are built, the equipment that's on them, and it rose maintenance costs and repair costs dramatically for fleets and owner operators. We have an upcoming mandate in 2027 that's further going to reduce NOx sensors and change the diesel emission system once again. We also are seeing mandates around the elimination of ICE vehicles, internal combustion engines. We are looking at mandates where they're really trying to force consumers to buy BEVs, battery electric vehicles. Sometimes there's ZEVs, zero emission vehicles. Obviously, there's some different technology with batteries and other technology, but the idea is to phase out ICE vehicles and bring in BEVs, ZEVs, whatever you want to call them. In places like California and Canada, 2035 is a date that they've set where they are saying, look, we're not going to allow anybody to sell ICE vehicles beyond that date in our jurisdiction. But just because it's mandated and just because a certain time frame has been set doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen in that time frame. For example, with electric vehicles, there are some significant hurdles that the trucking industry is going to have to overcome in order to use BEVs across the board. For example, the ATRI, the American Trucking Research Institute, put out a report in late 22 detailing significant hurdles related to charging infrastructure and other issues related to BEVs that will have to be overcome in order to make BEVs widely used in the trucking industry. I've put a link in the show notes where you can read the full article, but the issues are not small. They are significant. And we haven't even solved things like truck parking, never mind putting out a complete new infrastructure for charging these battery electric vehicles that are now going to be expected to be used in the trucking industry. So again, just because it's mandated for a certain time, whether or not we meet that mandate is going to be largely connected to whether or not we can overcome these hurdles and what happens politically and commercially to either continue to support these mandates or to oppose them, and maybe they end up changing.